The jade egg practice for women, this has got to be one of the most beautiful and intense and efficient practices for women to train their sexual muscles, both literally and figuratively speaking. What you're going to see in this video is, first of all, what is the jade egg practice? For who is it? And then my invitation to you and why I am inviting you, why I'm doing this or facilitating this practice. So what is the jade egg practice? In case you have never heard of this and you're watching this for the first time, then it comes from an egg carved stone, jade in this case. Jade is a generic name also. These stones can be made of jade, but they can also be made of other materials such as quartz, obsidian, jasper, amethyst, and you name it. What is this practice? It's specially designed for women to gain or regain their muscle agility, dexterity, and muscle tone in their genital area, their vaginal muscles we're talking about. It is designed for women who have had trouble having sensations or trouble feeling anything, experiencing deeper sensations in their vaginas, and this practice will help them obviously sensitize their vaginas in time, so not just by miracle. And it is allegedly used by people who are recovering from traumatic experiences such as rape, abuse, medical interventions that have left scars, not just physical scars, but psycho-emotional scars as well, related to their sexual organs. And obviously it was used by women, at least in the old imperial courts, because this is where this practice comes from the old imperial Chinese courts, where women, after giving birth, so losing a lot of their flexibility and the strength of their vaginas, because birth giving was not necessarily an easy process, they would use this practice and this type of stone to regain some of the muscle tone, agility, and dexterity, and to be enticing once more for their partners, for the emperor, and so on. So nowadays, we don't use it in Chinese imperial courts. Maybe they still use it there, but nowadays this is a widespread practice for a wide array of women who are interested in developing themselves sexually or working around various challenges that they have. So in this sense, the invitation is for women of any age, any legal age, and women who have already had sexual intercourse, otherwise you can't use this, to work, to practice, and to incorporate this practice in their daily lives as their ways of keeping themselves fresh, fit, keeping their libidos in check, balancing their emotional states or psycho-emotional states. It can also be used by women who are working around various issues with psycho-emotional states that they want to ground and balance within themselves. It is used by women who are trying to overcome traumatic or very charged experiences from the past related to birth giving, abusive relationships, rape, or medical interventions that have left scars. And it can also be used simply by women who have given birth and have lost some of their flexibility and some of their muscle tone in their genital area. So this practice can be used for a plethora of reasons. Who is this for? Women working around various other issues, women who have had sexual intercourse. If you're a virgin, you cannot use this. I will not have you using this at my training. Also, if you're under the legal age, which where I live is 18, I cannot have you working around this topic, so you need to wait until you become of legal age. So what is the invitation about? This initiation practice will last for 2 months. We will meet one time per week, one evening, for 8 consecutive weeks. This is not a short nor a long period. It's just enough so that you can understand the practice, ground it, get your own routine, and then get going afterwards. Any other details, you can find them out under the video where I'll put the link to the event and the description of all the conditions and the registration procedure. So why am I doing this practice? Who am I to facilitate this? By training, I'm a sexological body worker. And as sexological body workers, we use any kind of accessories, this is how we call them, in order to get more insights and more understanding, more somatic opening in our bodies. And this practice is one such practice. It does use an accessory. My personal practice with this actually predates my certification. So I started this practice in 2014, and I actually started it with an interdiction to practice it. I was doing Tai Chi at the time, and I was also developing around other aspects about my femininity. The woman that was facilitating that for me knew that I wanted to do this practice, and she said, for 3 years, you are not going to do it. For 3 years, you will focus on awakening the sensations and the intelligence of your entire reproductive system, so that when you start using this practice, it won't be just a rock that you put in your vagina and you move it up and down, and that's it. It will be something that your entire reproductive system will understand, will receive, and it will know what to do with it. At the time, it sounded fantastic, as in science fiction, but I said, all right, I will do as you say. After 1 year, I was so desperate to do I wanted it so much that I bought myself, this was the first egg that I had. I no longer use it, that's why I can show it to you. And I tried to do this practice. It didn't work out so well. Turns out it wasn't the right size for me, and it was also, my body was not ready for it yet. I waited 1 more year, I bought a different egg. That shape or that size was a match for me. And at the time, I actually started to move that egg. So I did that practice intuitively. I wasn't trained into techniques. I got awareness of them, and I got intellectual knowledge of the techniques after I started doing the practice. My body knew intuitively what to do with the egg. But that was because I waited 2 years and I did other practices that prepared me for this. You don't necessarily need to go through that. At the same time, you do need to realize that it takes patience. If you believe that you just go to one night or one shot event and you know it all and you understand it, I am going to tell you that you may be a bit disappointed. It takes time. 2 months is not a long time. It's not a short time either. It's just enough so that you can understand it and you can get some concrete and direct guidance, how to do it, how not to do it, how to prepare, how to go about it during the practice, what to do afterwards, what is your frequency of the matching or the appropriate frequency for you to do this practice, and so on. So this is it in a nutshell. I hope that you will take the time to study the details underneath, and if you're in the same city that I am, I hope that you will join me. So this is it. I hope that you enjoy this. I know it was a little serious for you. I do take this practice seriously, and I hope that I meet you in the Jade Egg Initiation course. See you soon.